Hey everyone! Welcome to a super informal vlog. Today is Friday, May 31st, and I'm actually in a hotel room. I am up in Edmonton for Edmonton Cat Fest. And since I didn't get recorded on Wednesday, I figured I would come on and do a super informal vlog. I'm a little bit into my wine, so I'm sorry if I'm a little bit less coherent than normal or a little bit more blabbery, because sometimes that does happen as well. I ended up not recording on Wednesday, obviously, simply because Dallas was home for basically 24 hours total, and then like awake time, and is back up actually on shift for another 2 weeks. So it's been a couple long stretches for us, or will be a couple long stretches by the end of it. Obviously normally I have been recording on Wednesdays, but I did still want to get something up this week. I've got all my knitting with me actually, so I'll give you a little bit of a rundown on that. I also have brand new products that I will be introducing to the shop after Edmonton Cat Fest. They're obviously, because of Cat Fest, I did theme them all to cats, and obviously I'm known for cats. Nekozuki is cat lover after all. So I want to give you a rundown on kind of what will be in the shop here soon on offer. So this episode will be a bit choppy and obviously a bit wobbly because I don't have my tripod, I don't have any lights, but honestly the light in here is actually really good, so I'm super happy with that. I'm going to like blame it or give this light here credit. I'll take it. And obviously I have my scruffed cat earrings on right now, so that like I'm representing at least 2 out of 3 of my cats. Edmonton Cat Fest is tomorrow, June 1st, which is Catterday. So if you're in the Edmonton area, definitely come join us. It'll be super awesome. I really considered bringing a cat, and honestly, if Dallas had been home, I would have. They actually do encourage you to bring your cats. And I would actually have really liked the company tonight as well. But I did end up deciding that it was a little bit too much of a commitment to do by myself. So if Dallas is home for next year, if I do Cat Fest again and everything like that, if it's a success, then I will 100% be bringing a cat. But let's get into the knitting, I guess, before anything else. Again, super informal, so I'm sorry if you're jiggling. But I am still working on the Seraphim vest. I think I'm only 2 more rows in. Last weekend was Edmonton Fiber Frolic, and so I ended up only knitting a couple rows on it. I legit did that show on about 4.5 hours of sleep, so thank you to everyone who came and saw me. I'm sorry if I wasn't coherent. I usually do try to get a little bit more sleep than that, but the hotel room did not lead to good sleep, unfortunately. But I did get a couple of rows done on the Seraphim last week. And then the other item that I've been doing that's gotten quite a bit of work, and actually the Seraphim has been held in one of my knot bags, surprisingly. It is really tight at this point, but it's also a 27-inch sweater vest with I think I'm knitting I'm knitting it for a 42-inch bust. So I can't remember what size I'm knitting right now, but I think the measurement was actually legit 42 inches. So honestly, I'm still quite pleased that it's mostly fitting in here. It is spilling out, but it's almost done, so I'll put up with it. And then in my small box bag, I have, sorry, I feel like I'm totally having like a Cloverfield like recording moment, and I'm sorry if you keep staring at my chest. It is covered in a very fantastic like Cleveland aquarium octopus, however, so could be worse. But I am working on the Fine and Dandy socks by Jessica Gore. I'm actually quite a ways further than I was last week. I'm a couple flower repeats in. And this is being knit out of a sock blanket by Yuriko Oki. And it's turning out super cute. I'm actually surprised how well, and okay, so I did decide on this pattern because I figured that with the variegated yarn it would be better. But I'm actually quite pleased with how well the flower pattern is showing up on these socks. So I've got to knit until 4.5 inches before my heel, and then I can actually do the increases for it, because it is a heel flap and gusset. Obviously they're toe up, but it's toe up, heel flap and gusset. And these are being knit on Haya. I don't know if they're sharps or regulars. I think they're sharps, but I don't know. I don't actually own that many Hayas because I prefer Chiagu, because the cable on the Hayas are kind of floppy for me, whereas the Chiagu has a like stiffer cable on them, and I do prefer that. Anyway, you don't need to hear the whole life story right now because I have explained that in the past, especially on an informal vlog. Anyway, they are Hayas, and it is a US 1 2.25 millimeter needle. This is why I apologized up front for incoherencies or blathering. And then I did bring another ball of yarn. I'll be casting on a pair of socks for Catfest, out of Mud Punch. This is, oh my goodness, I bought it at Knit City last year, and I think it's just Jumble Math Jumble Jam. I'm sorry, Chantel, I know it's something like that, but it's super cute. I really am excited to see how this speckle stripe works up, and then it's got some like really on point colors for me. Pink and green were actually, and almost actually, no, this pink is a little bit lighter, and this green is definitely a lot lighter, but my wedding colors were actually pink and like a forest green. So pink and green always make me happy, because a lot of the tones ended up more into the lime green because it looked really good together with the like warmer kind of raspberry dark peony pinks. So these will be toe up as well, knit in one at a time because of the gumball ball, and then they will be actually, one of my viewers, Karen, thank you so much, gifted me a heel pattern, so I'll be trying that heel pattern on these ones so that I can see. I gotta make sure that I can actually do toe up with them, since I did not have a chance to actually look at the pattern yet. This week has been insane. It's like I got back, so Edmonton Fiber Frolic was fantastic. Thank you so much for everyone who came and saw me, who had a chance to come and see me. Really appreciate it. The weather was amazing. So I did Fiber Frolic, packed up, and actually came home right away because I left the cats by themselves. Didn't have my mother-in-law look after them, simply because it was a little bit easier. I'm only gone for one night for that show. It was just really nice to just in and out. But yeah, I got up and basically almost went straight back to work. So let's head into chatter a little bit, since again it's an informal vlog, but apparently it's going to be actually about a regular podcast episode, just more shaky, Cloverfield style, guys. This is the artistic vlogging podcast apparently tonight. Anyway, it's a fantastic show. But the yoga and spin studio that I visit was having a May movement challenge, which is 30 classes in the month of May. So you can do like doubles and triples and everything like that. So like if you do 2 or 3 classes on a day, you get to count each class. So I was like this close to finishing it last Saturday. So I got up and I did my spin and I did my yoga like a good girl. And then I went and I actually had like a 2-hour nap because I was so exhausted. My table at Edmonton Fiber Frolic was right at the door. And so I saw everyone who came through that door. Which, if you've ever had like a customer service job, or like have done any of these shows as a business owner, or even as a volunteer, you know how much energy goes into that. And so there was a lot of energy expended, besides the fact that like setup and tear down is on the same day. So it's a super early morning. It's a really long day in the end of it all. So there's a lot of energy expended. And then on top of it, I was probably, I think at that point I was 7 classes away from finishing 30 classes in May. And so my energy was spent, so a nap was needed. But then I went home and I actually started finishing the new products. Monday was kind of the same. I ended up having a triple class that day, worked more on the products, and then Dallas came home for a couple days, which was really nice, given that he had been on OT. And then today I dropped him off at the airport. I finished my 30 classes yesterday, Thursday. It was fantastic. I love it. I absolutely crushed it, as they said. And then I went and dropped Dallas off this morning and went home and sewed for about 4 hours before I drove up to Edmonton today. So there's a half setup day for Cat Fest, which was awesome. Got to set up my tables and a little bit of grid wall, kind of the like non-product stuff. And then because the area that it's in, it's really nice, but it is very visible from the street. So it was recommended that you definitely set up like things you don't mind if they go astray or are unlikely to go astray with someone else that isn't me. So yeah, so I did that already, and now I'm just sitting down to obviously record this podcast and or vlog, as I'm terming it today, even though it's running just as long as a podcast. And yeah, I'll show you some of the new products. So what else did we do this week? Oh, just before I'd been to Fiber Frolic, I did stop in at River City Yarns. It's the first time I've actually ever been to that yarn store. Barb is carrying an exclusive print of mine. They purchased it outright. It is the Constellation print for their Zodiac Flash Mob, and they're nearly halfway sold out. So if you want one of those small box bags, it is available as a small box bag. Make sure to go and actually get it from her. And I'll put some photos of her shop at the end. It was a fantastic shop. Yeah, I really actually enjoyed it. It's always nice to go and visit different shops, especially shops that have purchased products from me as well, and see how like it's going and everything like that. And then I can cross promote it as well, so that it's a beneficial agreement for all of us, hopefully. So that was really good. It's also really nice to like head out and not just go straight into like show mode, which is what I tend to do, but I need to get better about showing up a little bit earlier, like even just by a couple hours sometimes, so that I can actually have a visit with some of these people. Yeah, and then finished the 30-day challenge, and smoke has actually socked in this area. There's really bad forest fires up in the Slave Lake area right now, so the smoke is actually all drifting down from northern Alberta into southern Alberta. It came in really bad in Calgary yesterday. I left Cochrane, which is about a 30-minute drive into Calgary, for Japanese lessons. And between the time that I left, it was clear in Cochrane, and the time I got into Calgary, Calgary was absolutely socked in. It was pretty bad, actually. It's cleared up a little bit today, but here's hoping that it clears out quickly for everyone, simply because it is destroying quite a bit of land and some property as well up around Slave Lake. I believe that's where the smoke's coming from for this fires, at least from the forecast that I've looked at. Excuse me. And even though I do not have any like breathing issues or lung issues or asthma or anything like that, it's still bothering me, so it's pretty intense. So yeah, but it looks like it is clearing up today, so hopefully we get, like, that area gets some rain and cool weather without wind and thunder or lightning, because that would be good for everyone involved and the whole province, to be honest. And oh yeah, that's the other bit of it, is that I actually have a 10K on Sunday, and so I would like it to clear up, because if it stays like it is right now, I don't think they'll let us run. So, which is hilarious, because last year I would have been like, I'm doing a 10K, that's insane. But I have sorted it out. I definitely enjoy running outside better than on a treadmill. And spin has helped a lot with the cardiovascular health. So, you know, I can actually like breathe when I'm running. That's always nice. And I'm not absolutely sore. So yeah, so I will be at, let's head into like product preview, because I'm super excited about this product. Why I'm actually sitting down to record today is because I wanted to give you all a sneak peek, because I don't know, I think it's pretty fantastic. It is not the knitting product. The knitting product is giving me a lot, like it's pushing my technical abilities. Because of how show season is going right now, I've paused it. I've figured out the whole design, but I do need to actually practice some of the techniques on it so that I'm producing a product that I'm happy with. So I will be working on that more over the summer, simply because I don't want to put out a product that is subpar compared to everything else. Now, granted, my products have improved over the years. I've gotten better at sewing, but I don't want to leave it at a level where I'm like, no, this isn't cool. So it's still there. I will be introducing it, but I'll probably be introducing it closer to Knit City, or maybe even end of year, just when I'm able to actually produce it at the quality level that I prefer producing items at. I ended up doing a lot of prototyping for products, even from patterns, and then when I self-pattern, which the knitting product will be, it takes a lot of effort to figure out what I even want to do with it. So at least that part of it's done. It's just more that it uses bias tape, and if you haven't noticed, most of my bags don't use bias tape. And so it is a massive learning curve for me, especially on the industrial machine. So I've got to have a little bit more patience with myself and just sit down and actually practice it. But in the meantime, I did actually want to get out new products, which are not knitting products. It's actually super exciting. I'm trying to diversify my product lines a little bit. And so what I've started doing is purses. So now, because of Cat Fest, I've focused very heavily on cat fabrics. And this isn't obviously the only print, but they're super cute. Like, I absolutely love them. They are the normal cottons right now. But a lot of my obi bags will also be going in, like obis will be going into purses too. I think it adds a little bit more sophistication to the obi itself. And honestly, the obi just lend themselves to purses. They look absolutely spectacular. I can't wait to actually show you some of them. They're not completely finished yet because I did focus on finishing these guys, but within the next month or so they will be done. So yeah, so this is a little clutch kind of style. It's not super massive. Well, if you know me, you know about the size of my head. So like, it's a good size. It'll fit a lot of things. Super simple back. There isn't any zippers or anything on the back. I did splurge on some super cute tags. It does have an adjustable strap. Sorry, find the camera here. So that you can do like, for me, it won't be a crossbody, but it does let you like snug it up and down. I'm also very long torsoed, but so for some folks, like long torsoed and broad shouldered, so for some folks it might actually be a crossbody. You can always try it out. And then it is a magnetic closure. Also, by the way, guys, I love this print, and I'll show you something really cool that I just noticed. Couldn't have worked out better if I'd planned it. Make sure you pay attention to this guy. But yeah, magnetic closure, lined in cotton right now, and then it's actually got a zipper pouch sort of thing in the middle. So it's actually really roomy. Like, I would be quite happy with this purse right now. So it's got quite a bit of room for like a wallet, phone. The zip could be, I don't know, for like lipsticks and lip balms or anything like that. And then it's got another front pocket in the front. It's really, you can actually, I think you can see that on film or in the video, is it's quite stable. Like, it's got lots of body. It is a heavily stabilized, instead of just interfacing, it's stabilized purse. So it will retain its shape. It should still be machine washable because it's cotton. So if you have any, like, if you end up spilling on it or anything like that, you can throw it in the wash. Just like your project bags. Oh, I'm sorry. You have to be paying attention to that one. This guy. Because then, when you close this purse, he's still got his tail. Like I said, I didn't plan that. But it looks like I did. Alright, so these guys, this one will be at Edmonton Fiber, or not Fiber Frolic, that was last weekend. That's the wine talking, I'm sorry. This is for YEG or Edmonton Cat Fest. So there's this print, I really like these guys. Now there will be knitting bags out of all these fabrics as well, it's just that I focused on making sure that I actually got, well, and like lots of these have been made into like knot bags at least. And I'll make sure that there are project bags in these prints as well, but I wanted to make sure that they are also available as purses because they're super cute. And then there's these guys. Nice neutral, but with pops of color, neutral color with the cats. And then the accent. Oh yeah, and they do have like this nice rounded side, nice flat back. I will move my finger out of the way so you can actually see what I'm trying to show you. And then accents are a brass. So I did try to just like the lining. So the lining isn't super like woof, like I am bright and going to sear your eyeballs out. And so I tried to do the same thing with the metal accents as well, is that it's not something that is too overwrought. It complements the fabric instead of stealing attention from the fabric. That's usually what I try to go with. Because obviously what you actually want to be paying attention to is this fabric, not the interior and not the accents. That's not, at least for me, that's not the point. I also made that one in the cat with mustard yellow. It is also lined with that beige. And then there's the super bright kitties. This one's cute. I love this one with the hat and yarn. It's obviously very well suited to knitters. This one's actually lined in blue. And with this one, I did actually do a different colored zipper. This one's got like a navy zipper. And those little dashes are because of the tag on the back. And then there's polka dot kitties. So if you watched the knot bag episode last week, then you would have seen a lot of these prints. But there's little cat heads in the polka dots, very nice and subtle. I like this because if you're looking at it from far away, you can't really tell that, like, except for this little black guy up here, you really can't tell that some of the polka dots have been replaced by cats. It just looks like a cute polka dot purse. This one's got, this one I ended up putting the tabs on the outside, and I think I might actually do that with the next batch that I make, simply because it lets your like strap hang nicely. But let me know what you think. Obviously, if I did start doing them more on the outside, then it would match the exterior fabric more. So this is what I mean when I'm like experimenting with different things with fabrics and like prototyping things. It's always testing stuff out to see what works best. Neutral-ish cats, this time on like, this is not showing on the camera, at least on my side, very well, but it's kind of a, it is cotton linen blend. It's not natural, it's not really rose, it's kind of a dust rose, I guess, prairie rose, dusty rose that's faded. It's really hard to describe, I'm sorry. But the kitties are cute. And this one's got a brass accents, brass colored accents, and obviously a beige lining. And then final one here. This is like a light purple lavender color. It's definitely a purple, a light purple with blue undertones. And then it's got brass accents as well, brass colored accents, because I figured that that was a little bit of contrast without being like a ridiculous amount of contrast. Now all the snaps right now are in this like nickel color, and then beige lining for this one as well. The white was a little bit too bright and blue was a little bit too dull. And then there is more polka dot kitties, because you know, you gotta have all the polka dot kitties. There's polka dot kitties on navy. I actually, in some ways, like how some of these prints look better on the purses than I do on the project bags, which is kind of sad, but true. This one has got a nickel accent. I thought there was some, I've got a really cool like dark gunmetal, but that might be, no, that's on a different product. There are new products coming next week too, actually. And then the final one is Sassy Cat tucked into quilts, because how could I not? It's so cute. And they're just like everywhere, tucked in, super happy. And this one has brass accents. So that is the new products that will be at Edmonton Cat Fest. And then anything remaining will be going up on the website. Or if you see anything here that you're like, oh my god, I have to have it, let me know. I have had a last minute addition to my show schedule actually for next week. June 7th, I will be at Inglewood Night Market in Calgary. It's in the Inglewood like community of Calgary. So yeah, so if you see anything on this video that you like, make sure to like let me know before I put it out at either show, or at least before Inglewood. And I will show you the new product that is nearly finished. I'm like this close on so many things, guys. But that I'm nearly finished next week. I do have one more product that I'm currently hatching that is totally unrelated to the bias tape one for knitters and crocheters. Anyone who really uses yarn, especially the hand dyed yarn in like cakes and stuff like that. But I have one more product that I'm developing. I haven't sewn it yet. I haven't even cut it yet. But I'll let you know a little bit more progress about that when I get there. So thanks so much for putting up with my tipsy ramblings. And I will see you next week for an actual proper podcast where my camera is not consistently moving and shaking and rattling and rolling. So I hope you guys all have a fantastic week, and I will see you on Wednesday as per normal schedule. Thanks, guys. Bye. Oh, sorry. I've got photos of River City and everything like that, but I'll put them at the end of a proper podcast since this was supposed to be a vlog. And honestly, I just want to get it posted. Sorry, but I will show you photos. I do have some really cool photos of the shop. And hopefully I'll actually have some finished products next week. We'll see. Thanks, guys. Talk to you soon and happy crafting. Bye.